in 100 years, am I going to think about, oh man, I wish I went to the gym more? No, I'm going to say, I wish I was happier. And what could have made me happier? Sweet treats. Oh God, Ruby.
What episode is this? 18? 18. Last episode was 17.
No, last episode was 18, I'm pretty sure.
No, it was 17.
Fine, you win.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Hyper Talkative Podcast.
This is episode 9. Do you remember we said we were going to do a fun fact at the beginning of each episode?
I do remember that.
I forgot until just now.
Okay.
So we need to answer a random question. Random question generator. Oh my God, everything's coming back to me right now. I completely forgot we said we were going to do this.
Did you even listen to episode 18?
No, I didn't. 17. This is 18.
Sorry, I don't know what.
Random question generator. What's your worst habit? Mine's not putting away my laundry as soon as I get it out of the dryer.
That
and
is
now
your
I
worst
have
habit.
3 baskets of laundry just sitting, wrinkled, waiting to be put away, waiting to be folded, let
us
alone
how you really
put
feel.
away.
That's Ruby, by the way, that's speaking. You didn't introduce yourself.
Sorry. I'm Ruby, and my worst habit is leaving my laundry in the baskets instead of folding it and putting it away. Georgia?
I have a lot of bad habits.
Bad habits.
There's a bad habit I know, but I'm needing you right now. Ben Platt. And also, I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit.
A lot of songs about bad habits these days.
I wish I knew.
Okay, what is yours?
I don't know. Can you help?
Georgia's looking at common bad habits right now.
I'm really fidgeting. Drinking, smoking, not exercise. Oh, I don't sleep.
No, she doesn't sleep.
I don't sleep.
No.
So I guess that's a bad habit.
Okay. And that's Georgia.
Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Yeah, my name's Georgia and I don't sleep.
Great. Now that we've done this, we hope that you're ready to listen to this episode. Now that you know so much about us.
Yes.
You're ready to go.
Even though like the people who are listening this far definitely
know that
us.
already.
But you know what? Just in case.
Just in case.
You woke up this morning and you said, I wonder what Georgia Hall and Ruby Mundach's worst habits are. Well,
now you know.
Now you know.
Anyways, let's randomly generate a word, Georgia.
Courageous. What's something you've done where you had to be courageous?
I can tell that you're being courageous right now asking the first question because usually I do.
You know, I like to switch it around sometimes.
Oh.
Why don't you start?
Now I know all the pressure I usually put you under.
Courage. I know. How dare you do that? It is always me.
Let me think. Something I've been courageous when doing. I'm not a very courageous person.
I don't think that's true.
I'm not. That's why I'm not in Gryffindor. Because I'm not a courageous person. I don't like doing things out of my comfort zone. I don't like doing risky things that I'm not comfortable doing. I just won't do, which I feel like there is a courageous part in that because I stand up to my friends. I stand up to the peer pressure and I say, no, I don't want to do this courageous thing. My friends wanted to go cliff jumping and I said, absolutely not. Sorry, I'm not going.
That would have been fun.
No, absolutely
Would
not.
you go with me?
No.
Would you watch me if I cliff jumped?
I would watch you, but I wouldn't partake. I don't know. I'm just not really a courageous person.
I don't know.
I feel like I'm courageous in a lot of like emotional things.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like you might not take risks, but like,
I take emotional risks. I stand up to people.
Right.
I face my emotions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm
Give
courageous
yourself credit.
Emotionally. Okay. You know what? You're a little bit courageous, Ruby. Thank
Pat
you
on the
so
back.
much. Pat on the shoulder. Pat on the back.
Know that I'm courageous. I just think of like every time I hear the word courage, I think of Wizard of Oz with the cowardly
lion.
I almost said dog. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh yeah.
That is also okay. So I'm not super crazy, but I always
things.
think of the lion and I guess the dog, and the lion and I have a lot of similarities.
Let's hear it.
We're both.
You're both lions.
We both
don't have courage.
Don't have courage. That's it. He's just like very scared all the time. And I think I'm very scared all the time. I don't know. Courage is a weird. I'm going to look up the definition of courage.
Yeah, do it. Maybe this will spark some thoughts in us.
Courage, according to Oxford Dictionary, whatever, The ability to do something that frightens one.
No.
Okay. No, that's not me.
No.
Like-
If something scares me, sorry, bye. For example, Field of Screams is a place here in Lancaster that's like a haunted experience sort of place. You go, you pay money, and then they have volunteers, and there's like a haunted hayride.
Wait, they
all
volunteer? They don't get paid?
No, they don't get paid for that. They're all volunteers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And they dress up all scary and chase you and shit like that. And I love horror movies, but if it's getting scared in person, count me out. Like, I want to do it from the safety of my couch. I do not want people chasing after me, especially when I know that they're regular people dressed up. It's just silly to me.
You'd think
Why would I pay like $30 to go have someone dressed up in scary makeup chase me with a fake chainsaw?
That's actually a really good point.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Why are you paying money to get scared?
Exactly. When I can just watch a movie for free at home.
It's all about the spooky season vibe, though. You know, you go and you're like, oh, it's Halloween. Let me go and get scared by clowns.
No.
Have you been?
No, and my sister used to be a competitive dancer, and her dance team would do a performance there every single year since I was in high school, and I never went one single time.
So funny.
And that wasn't even in like the main part of the attractions. It was like just like the buffer area before you get into the attractions, and I still refused to go.
Yeah.
And my sister is terrified of clowns.
That's
and
like
they had some
they have
clown
so many
people.
clowns.
Like the one guy's like Gizmo the clown or Bozo or something.
Bonzo.
And he's like, bro, so many people in my school like knew him, and like they knew, like it was weird. He kind of creeps me out.
Yeah.
But I remember she like came back from her performing one time, and the clowns had like chased her, and she was like, no,
that's literally what they do.
because they're not supposed to chase the dancers.
Oh,
because she's there to perform. But have you gone?
I've gone. My friends in middle school and I would go.
You went in middle school?
Yeah.
You drove that far?
My parents dropped us off. Yeah.
To go to Field of Screams?
It was one of those like, oh, my parents can drive us if you can pick us up. Yeah.
I can't believe that your parents drove you all the way to Field of Screams in middle school and then dropped you off.
It's only an hour.
It's
fine. It was only an hour-ish, probably less. And it was like fun because, you know, you sing songs, whatever. And, you know, I feel like while I wouldn't describe myself as courageous, I feel like I do, you know, I am cowardly. Yes. But I think there's a line that comes to like, if it's someone like, if it was you on the line, it's like, oh, Georgia, like you're afraid of clowns. I'm not really. I'm a little afraid
if
of
it
clowns.
if it came down to it.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, I do, like no questions asked. And also I think, you know, we always talk about how like I don't think about things before I do them.
Yeah.
And I think that conflicts with the courageness. So I don't think like I'm not really doing courageous things. Like
you're just doing them without realizing they're courageous.
Yeah, but it's like I wouldn't really describe like eating a thing of hot sauce as courageous.
No. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
That episode of New Girl where Jess is in the haunted house and Nick has to go like save her or whatever.
I would do that for you.
Or like tell her that Sam or something like that.
She works
he's
in
like,
there.
Yeah, and that is like my favorite.
Doesn't he have
episode.
like a heart attack or something?
Something like
happens
that.
in the I don't know.
That's what it would be like if I had to come save you in a haunted.
Yes.
And if you were stranded in Field of Screams and needed me, I would come for you.
That's really sweet. Anyways, my experience.
Oh yes,
at Field of Screams. It was me and my friend Riley, my middle school friend Riley, and we would go, and like our other friends would sometimes come, but it was always her and I that would go. And the first time we went, we just did the hayride. So there's 4 attractions if you don't know. It's like the hayride, the mansion, the wasteland, and something else. We just did the hayride.
Asylum or something?
Yeah, the asylum. We just did the hayride because we were a little scared, and it was fun. Like it wasn't bad, but it's like
it wasn't bad. It was just horrible.
You're just uncomfortable for 5 minutes, like, and you go, and it's like the hayride pulls you through, and then you stop. And like the one that I remember vividly was like a circus theme, and like the circus tent like comes down on you, and then there's clowns.
Nope.
And I remember this circus clown screamed in my face, and I screamed back higher, and then my friend Riley screamed back even higher, so it was funny. And then we had gone back the next year, and we did all 4 attractions, and we went into the Den of Darkness, which was like a haunted mansion essentially.
Yeah.
And I like ran into this guy, and he like screamed at me. It was an actor. And I apologized. I was like, I'm really sorry, sir. And he was like, don't call me sir. And I was like, I'm really sorry, sorry. And then he was like screaming at me, and then I ran out and I got chased by a guy with a chainsaw. I think it might have been him. It's just,
see, I just don't get the
and
appeal.
you go in there and you're just like, like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the wasteland, I think, is the worst one because, like, you know, on the hayride, like, you're on the hayride and you don't move.
Yeah.
And then in the Den of Darkness, like, it shows you where to go, like, through the
Yeah.
hallways. But the asylum, you're just walking through the woods.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
yeah, no, I can't. I can't. And
They have food trucks, though, for when you're done.
That's
but that's the thing.
That's good.
Even when you're out of the attractions, they still walk, and they're like, they like come up to you and they smell you, and you're like, what is going on?
Well, that's what they were doing at our Millersville. We had like some Millersville event, and they were just walking around. I was like, it was September.
It was literally like 3 weeks ago. There was like food trucks on campus, and the Field of Screams actors were there, like in their costume, and we were all like, you guys were seeing this too, right? It was so weird.
I literally was like, absolutely not.
I don't think they were allowed to scare us.
Absolutely not. They scared me.
Well, I mean, like, come up to you and be like, bah.
Yeah, but they would just come stand behind you and like stare at you. I don't know. I don't get the appeal. I never will. My freshman year of college, in our dorm, the RAs turned our multi-purpose room into a haunted house, and I was even scared for that. It was my freaking RAs dressed up. And so my friends and I went through it, and it was actually very well put together, and I got scared. But like that one was fun because it was like 2 minutes, and I knew it was like my RAs and stuff, but I was still scared. I don't know.
It's interesting too because like you're not afraid of horror movies.
Yeah, but see, and I always talk about this with Jake because he is terrified of horror movies and I'm not. But he always is like, if I saw this in real life, I wouldn't be scared. And I was like, so if I saw this in real life, I would. So it's opposite. This reminds me, speaking of Halloween, you know, we're getting closer to Halloween. We might as well start telling some Halloween stories. I loved trick-or-treating growing up. I loved dressing up growing up. But one year, my dad and I decided to do something a little extra on our front porch.
Okay.
And I even gave up trick-or-treating this year to
Don't tell me you like pretended to be a scarecrow.
Just you wait,
and
Georgia.
Scared children.
Just you. That's actually almost exactly what I did.
No.
I was probably in like 6th grade. And so we got this whole plan together. I got this creepy baby mask and a blonde curly wig and a onesie.
Oh my God,
and I sat on the front porch and we had a porch swing there. And I was just sitting there super still and I had candy on either side of me. And my dad, because he's a little tech guy, he had a little amp set up on the front porch hidden. And the way it was set up is our front porch, there were front windows in our house that looked right out onto it. So he sat inside peeking out the front window so he could see like what people were wearing or what people were grabbing. And so if some kid came up in like a cop costume, he would make comments in a creepy voice about their costumes or about like, oh,
dude,
yum, Kit Kat looks delicious.
You were the house that I was afraid of as a child.
Yeah. And what I would do is when people went to grab something, I would just shake my rattle a little or like twitch a little bit. So then they'd start questioning if they actually saw me move or not. It was so good. And I remember this really annoying kid who rode my bus, who was the year above me, came up and I scared the shit out of him. Good. And I was like, that's what you get, Alex.
For being annoying on the bus.
That's what you get. It was the best Halloween ever.
Every time I saw like a scarecrow with like a thing of candy next to it, I was like, I'm just gonna go to the next house. I don't want to fall for your games. Even if
or
it was
the bowls with the hands that like clamp you.
Don't touch me. Halloween is about fun, candy, dressing up like someone you're not. Corn, and
getting chased by people.
You're gonna see a 4th grader come up to your house dressed as corn. Homemade costume, minding her own business. You're gonna scare the shit out of her. That is fucked up.
I love scaring people.
It's me, I'm the 4th grader. That's messed up.
See, that's the thing. I don't like being scared, but if there's the chance to scare someone, okay, fine, I'll do it.
I don't. Okay. I was going to say I don't get scared easily, but I do.
Yeah, what?
Like really easily. But like when it comes to horror movies, I don't. I know you said that you don't either.
No. It takes a lot in a horror movie to like freak me out.
Yes.
And I think I get freaked out more by like psychological thrillers.
Because it really gets inside your head.
Yeah. Or the Purge movies because as I've said many times, the Purge could actually happen and it freaks me out. And I also don't like gore and blood and guns and stuff. And that's pretty much all those movies are.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about Halloween-y. I just love it. I'm so excited for this Halloween.
Brings out scary
Yeah, that's the whole point of the... I don't know about your school, but in like elementary, middle school, like we would always have like Halloween parties and stuff. But after a couple years, we had to change it to harvest parties because
I think
some parents started complaining because they were like,
Halloween is the devil's holiday.
So true.
and we were like, are you serious right now?
We also weren't allowed to dress up.
Really?
Yeah.
We did a parade.
In elementary school, I don't know if we ever called it Halloween. It was always like Fall Fest.
Yeah. Huh.
We weren't allowed to dress up, no.
We always dressed
Which
up.
always upset me. I wish, oh my God, if we could have dressed up in elementary school, because I always think about like Stranger Things and when they all dressed up as the Ghostbusters, and I was like, that's so cute, and then no one else dressed up. But like, I wish. That would be so
I had a lot
fun.
of fun costumes. I remember one year I dressed up as a Star Trek girl, and that one was a hit with the teachers.
Yeah.
Because none of the kids knew what Star Trek was.
But you were ahead of your time.
Yeah, and I wore my you know those knee-high black-heeled boots that I wear sometimes? I wore those.
In elementary school?
I have big feet.
Never change.
Never change. I still wear those boots.
It all comes back.
To this day. It really does.
Did you ever do Girl Scouts?
Yes.
I promise this is relevant. You did Girl Scouts?
Yes.
For how long?
I started as a brownie and I ended when I was a junior. I was there for probably like 3 years.
Yeah.
I never made to cadet level because they made us start doing research projects, and I was like, what the fuck, this isn't school.
I was in it for like the cookies, and then I was like, bye.
And the camping trips.
I was in Girl Scouts. I had to quit because I was bullied.
Oh,
but
you were bullied out of gifted and you were bullied out of Girl Scouts.
How am I not a villain?
No.
How am I not a whole menace to society?
No wonder you need therapy.
Out of pocket.
I'm sorry.
But here's the catch, Ruby. I wasn't just bullied by the other girls in my troop. I was bullied by my troop leader.
Oh my God.
Who was it was the same bully. It was the same bully from 3rd grade. There was multiple, and it was her mom.
It was the bully's mom?
Yeah. And like the troop was basically all bullies. I don't remember, there were a couple good nice people, but you only remember the bad, unfortunately.
You really do.
And so she was in my troop. It was 3rd grade. Actually, I think it was 4th grade. I got bullied in 3rd grade out of gifted, and then 4th grade I got bullied
out of Girl Scouts.
They took me out of gifted so I could not be bullied. What happened? I joined Girl Scouts and got bullied by the same group of people. I can't win. But it was a Halloween party.
Okay.
And we were making crafts. We were making cards. Okay. I don't know what for, whatever. And this troop leader came up behind me and was like, made a comment about my handwriting, which my handwriting was good. I know this because my sister had good handwriting. Shout out Emily. And I would just copy hers. She comes behind me. She made a comment about my handwriting. And she was like, oh, look at your handwriting. Whatever. What a messy Marvin.
What?
She called me a messy Marvin.
No, she didn't.
And I have to give a shout out to my friend Callan because she still to this day calls me a messy Marvin. Because I think she was in my troop at the time. But a couple years down the line, I told her that story.
Not.
Yeah. Called me a messy Marvin. I cried.
That's fucked up.
I got in the car and I cried to my mom, and she was like, okay, you need to be done with this.
Did I ever talk about my traumatizing Girl Scout experience on the podcast?
Please do. I don't think so.
So we're at Girl Scouts, and it's a holiday party, and we're eating Snick Snacks. We're just messing around. We're having fun. And there's some cheese balls, and we're eating cheese balls. And,
Love cheese
everyone
balls.
starts doing the thing where you toss it up and you catch it in your mouth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So young Ruby, 5th grade, 6th grade maybe, tosses up the cheese ball, goes straight down and gets stuck in her throat. Ruby starts choking on the cheese ball. I start choking. Everyone, it's all fun and games until Ruby tries to catch the cheese ball in her mouth. So I
just picture you like,
I was like, I run over to my mom, like, Mom, I can't breathe. She's like, what? Like, my mom freezes. She's like, oh my God, what's going on? She starts slapping like our other mom, one of the other moms, like on the back and is like, go get Marie, because our troop leader was a doctor. And she was like, go get Marie, go get Marie. That lady freezes and is just panicked. Everybody's in a frenzy. Everybody's
That's what
freaking
would happen
out.
if,
I'm just standing here like cheese ball stuck in my throat. Thank God for this woman, Mrs. Thomas, because she came over to me while everyone else was in a panic. She came over. She said, Ruby, cough. And I was like, okay. And I start coughing and it popped right back up. I have not eaten a cheese ball since that day.
What?
I refuse.
What about a cheese curl?
I've had cheese curls.
Okay.
But now it's really triggering whenever I'm with people and they're like, oh my God, open up. Let me try to toss this in your mouth. No, I never have done it. No, I won't, because last time I did it, I choked. And I always tell people when I see them doing it, hey, you really shouldn't do that. You could choke easily. I would know, coming from personal experience.
Well, half the people can't catch it in their mouth anyways. Like,
I guess I was
never...
just so gifted, I caught it in my throat canal.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I used to choke a lot as a child. Like
on what?
Cheese sticks. It was always like cheese sticks, mozzarella sticks.
Oh, when it gets stuck in like the whole string.
And I also
Mozzarella
one
sticks,
time
yeah.
there was like I choked on a chip outside of Aruga's.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like throwing up in the yard.
I also have a throwing up at Aruga's story.
Really? Like the chip, I was eating nachos and the chip got enlarged in my throat.
Oh.
And I was choking so bad, my mom like took me outside in the yard and not in the yard, like the plants.
Yeah.
And was like smacking my back.
Oh.
And I was like,
I was there with my ex-roommate and she for some reason just threw up in Aruga's, and I'm the type of person like if I see throw up or if I hear it then I get sick, so I was like absolutely not, no, bye.
Yeah.
And then she went outside and threw up more, I think, but I stayed inside. I was like, I'm not dealing with this shit right now.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought. What were we just
talking about choking?
Oh, choking.
But I would choke on mozzarella sticks and I would always have to pull it out.
Yeah, okay, that is fair because those are
every
easy to
time.
choke on. I choked on an egg yolk.
What?
Or an egg white. One of the parts of an egg. Egg yolk or an egg white.
The yolk is yellow.
Yeah, I don't like egg yolks. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
When I eat hard-boiled eggs, I don't eat the yolk.
I love hard-boiled eggs. I love dippy eggs.
I've never even tried dippy eggs, actually.
It's the yolk. You would probably hate it.
Well, no, I don't like the texture of the yolk when it's hard-boiled.
Well, when you're eting an egg, you can't think that you're eating an egg because then it's gross.
And we've already discussed this. What are chicken eggs?
We learned we don't feel the need to explain it to you because we know it so well.
Yeah, exactly.
But I get a lot of hate for having dippy eggs.
And you know what? A lot of people don't know what dippy eggs are. You have to be from a certain part of Pennsylvania to know.
Over easy. Sorry.
No, they're dippy.
Yeah.
That's what my family calls them.
Same.
So are dippy eggs your favorite type of eggs? Or your favorite form?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I've never had them, but
my
I want to try them.
dad makes them the best. He makes a banger breakfast.
Oh,
Shout out to my dad.
Shout out Kurt.
Kurt Hall.
Shout out Kurt.
King of breakfast. It's a big title and it's a deserving title. I was home 2 weekends ago and he made me breakfast and I was like, yes.
Oh.
Bacon, eggs, home fries, like potatoes, sausage. He made sausage too. Pancakes sometimes. He didn't.
Kurt.
But pancakes with, oh my God, banana pancakes.
Yeah.
I love banana pancakes. I think I just had them for the first time this summer.
What?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had them before.
Oh my
they
God.
were so good.
They're so good.
Literally, it doesn't have to be like mashed in with the mix. I'm talking like pancakes, boom, banana, boom, banana.
Oh,
that's
on
good
top.
Too. No, like in it when you cook it.
Oh, like
you know?
chunks.
Yeah,
okay,
but
yeah,
I guess that's
I love banana pancakes so much.
Yeah.
It just gives them
the
a
Jack
little
Johnson
extra.
song.
Yeah, exactly.
I
like scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Basic.
I like scrambled eggs.
I love hard-boiled eggs. People used to give me crap. AKA last year when I would bring hard-boiled eggs to eat at school.
No hate.
People were like, "Oh my God, what are you eating a hard-boiled egg for?" I'm like, "Cause it's good and protein and nutritious and delicious."
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
Jess has this like bag of them. Like they come in a bag at the grocery store, and she
I've
just
seen that.
eats it with salt. And I'm like, yeah.
No
Listen,
shame.
no hate from me.
No hate at all.
I will not judge you for what you're eating.
No, you're in a snap pea era right now.
Yes, I just got snap peas from Trader Joe's. I love you, Trader Joe's.
Come to Lancaster.
If you're watching this, I'm in love with you.
Joe, open a store in Lancaster.
Open a store in Lancaster, please.
I will buy you out every week.
They put one by my house. As I said, I was home this weekend and the weekend before that, but I was home this weekend and I went and I got snap peas. I saw them and I was like, I like snap peas. I'm going to get them. I'm in my vegetable era, you know?
I wish I was.
I see carrot sticks. I go, in my tummy. I see cherry tomatoes in my tummy. Snap peas in my tummy. Cucumbers? Mini cucumbers? Get me some ranch.
Okay.
In my tummy.
I wish I was in my vegetable era. I unfortunately am in my sweet treat era.
You need to talk about, oh my God, guys, you need to talk about the Reese's Pieces.
Oh my God, guys.
Life-changing.
If you are looking for the best sweet treat, here's what you got to do.
Listen, and let me speak for a minute. I'm not super into chocolate. I like chocolate. Yeah, absolutely. And a sweet treat when it's sweet treat time. But I'm not going to like pee myself over chocolate treats. This, I would lay my life down. I would lay my life down.
Here's what you do. You walk into your local grocery store.
Yes.
Mine is preferably Wegmans. You walk along. You go to the sweet treats area.
You know where it is.
Brownie brittle. So first off, brownie brittle itself is just amazing. Pretty much it's just like crunchy brownie, like little thin. If you like the edge pieces of brownies, then this is for you.
It's so good.
It's just these like brownie crisps, but they have Reese's Pieces ones.
Chocolate peanut butter, but it's not even chocolate peanut. It's so much more.
Brownie peanut butter. It's so good. We got a bag the other day.
They
it
were
was
done.
gone within
they
5
were
minutes.
done. Oh my
they
god.
They are so good. I cannot stop eating sweet treats, Georgia. I wake up in the morning, all I want for breakfast is a donut or a chocolate croissant.
Yeah.
All I want for lunch is some dessert.
Have you seen those TikToks where it's like it's sweet treat o'clock? Have you seen those?
No.
What? In the summer, especially, and it's funny because like I relate because Emily and I in the summer would literally do that. It's like after dinner in the summertime, it gets to a certain time, like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
You like pick up your friends and you go get sweet treat. You get ice cream.
Yeah,
that's you, but all the time.
It's really dangerous for me I live really close to a Wegmans, so I can just walk to it. So anytime I want a sweet treat, I can just right on over. Also, my apartment usually keeps the ice cream freezer stocked with sweet treats.
Yeah.
So I make a lot of trips there.
It's really easy for Ruby to get her
It
sweet
really
treat.
is, and it's so bad because I'm like gaining my freshman 15 as a senior in high school right now, and I can't stop eating sweet treats. And I need to start exercising so I can justify eating my sweet treats.
We need to get back to the gym.
We really do. Sweet treats are just so good.
And you know what? You know what? I don't care.
No.
No. If you think like in 100 years, am I going to think about, oh man, I wish I went to the gym more? No, I'm going to say, I wish I was happier. And what could have made me happier? Sweet treats.
I wish I was eating a Reese's brownie brittle right now.
You're not, like, it's like, if it makes you happy in the moment.
So what? Then
so
eat it.
What?
Then do it.
I don't care about anything else.
I got a milkshake the other day. Did I poop after? Yeah. Do I care? No. I was happy in the moment.
And you know what? If going to the gym makes you happy, do that.
But if eating chocolate makes you happy, then
if
do
both
it.
of those things make you happy, then do it.
Both. That's the lesson here, guys.
Yes, you know us.
You need to do what makes you happy.
We love teaching you lessons.
We do. 1 + 1 = 2, and do what makes you happy.
2 = 4.
4 + 4 = 8.
Checkmate.
Oh, that was good.
Had a little rhyme.
Yeah. Now I really want a sweet treat.
You know that after this episode is being done recorded, we're going to Wegmans and we're going to say that we're getting them. And we're going to post it on the Hyper Talkative Instagram story.
Yeah.
But it won't make sense to you yet.
Maybe Brownie Brittle will sponsor us. Maybe we'll be Brownie Brittle influencers.
Yeah, look in the description and see if you see Brownie Brittle.
Our first ad. I wish. Yeah. I wish. Yeah, I've been in a sweet treat phase. I've also reintroduced pierogies into my life. Last night I had mini pierogies. They were mini. They were so cute.
Yeah.
And I
like
had
Miss T's.
Yeah. I had them for the first time in a long time. And as someone whose family is from Pittsburgh area, you know, pierogies, we grew up around them. They were so good.
Do you put like sour cream or anything with them?
I had sour cream. And that was it.
Yeah.
And I had some canned green beans on the side. Do you want to have those for dinner?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a story about pierogies.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing. You guys know I don't get embarrassed often.
She told me this last night, guys, and I peed myself.
Okay. I'm in middle school, right? No, I'm not.
Not right now.
I'm in high school. I was in high school. It was sophomore year. I was practically an adult.
You should have
Jesus Christ.
kept that you were
I
in
should
middle
have just
school.
lied. I can't lie, though. And it's, oh my God, it's so funny because I told a story about Messy Marvin and that my friend Callan always teases me about, and she also always teases me about this. So Callan, this episode is dedicated to you.
For you.
But I was home alone and I had gotten pierogies at the store. Mom had got pierogies at the store and I was like, I'm going to make pierogies for dinner.
She's going to chef it up.
And they were the miniature ones. They were Miss T's, and I pull out the box and it says saute,
boil, bake.
Yeah. And, you know, in my defense, it didn't say or. It didn't say or. I think you guys know where this is going. It didn't say or, and they were separated by lines, but like to the common eye, to the common sophomore idiot's eye, it like I thought I was supposed to do all three. So I sauteed the pierogies. And then I dumped them in a boiling hot water tub. And then I'll have you know I didn't bake them
Good.
because I noticed when I took them
No,
out.
didn't somebody tell you?
Yeah, someone told me.
Don't lie.
When
I can't lie. Lies.
when I pulled them out, they were soggy, and I was like, I don't think they're supposed to look like this. And there was this guy that I was friends with, and I sent him a picture, and he was like, Georgia, you fucking idiot.
Didn't you have a crush on him?
A little. I did a little. And he was like, you're not supposed to saute, boil, and bake. You're supposed to choose one and do that. And I was like, I knew that. But I have a picture of the pierogies, and I have a picture of the box.
We'll insert them, or we'll put them on
So
Instagram.
you'll see them on our socials for sure. But that was really.
That is the funniest story.
I don't think I've made pierogies. Actually, that's a lie. I did make pierogies after that because it was like a big thing. Like all my friends would tease me, and I was like, I can make pierogies.
You know what?
So
Let me
I did.
prove them wrong.
But my mom 100% had to help me.
That is so funny.
And I didn't eat the gross slimy ones.
My bag that I made last night had like 6 different cooking options because air fryers are a thing now, and air fryer was an option. If Georgia would have seen that bag, it would have been game over. She would have been like 4 pans later.
I'd like to think that I would have, like, because I stopped after I boiled them.
Because somebody told you to stop.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I'm not a great cook.
Me neither.
Even now, like, I have my own apartment now. I set off the fire alarms. How did I do that?
Speaking of fire alarm.
Chicken sausage that was frozen that I put on the pan on heat of 9, and it burned and caused the fire alarms to go off. I also make things mold apparently because I got so much like bread, and there was something else too, like a vegetable that molded within the first week that I was there. I'm talking like 2 days after, and it was really, really upsetting. But what's your story?
I notoriously am not a good cook. I don't like it.
Same.
I was not good at it. And last year I was like, you know what? It's time to learn, Ruby. It's time to learn. So we started getting the HelloFresh meals, which I love. I miss HelloFresh so much.
It's so expensive. We got a little like coupon that was like, oh, get 18 meals for free.
But then it spreads it over the weeks.
You have to pay for $100 shipping. I'm like, girl.
It was worth it at the time though, and I really did enjoy it. Like, I want to get it again. I just need to like have an income. If anyone wants to hire me.
Too real.
Anyways,
Too real.
So
sponsor us.
Yes, HelloFresh sponsor us.
They sponsor my favorite YouTuber.
Oh my god, okay. They can sponsor.
We'll look into
it. We'll reach out. Anyways, so I'm cooking for the first time by myself. Well, no. No, this is true. So I'd made like a meal before, but my mom had been in the house and like was there to help me if I needed. And she was on a walk this time, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it on my own. I'm 20 years old, 20 at the time. I was like, I can do this. It was a chicken meal, and first thing first to know about me is I'm terrified of chicken, especially cooking it. Like, to me, if it's not burnt to a crisp, it's still raw.
Yeah, I feel like everyone
so
can kind of agree.
To tell. And like, I'll hold it in different lighting, and it looks pink in some lighting, but not in the other. And I just can't. I can't do chicken. I can't do it.
Makes you nervous.
But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna face my fear. And I have these clips too that we'll put on Instagram. I have them saved in my Snapchat. I was like, I'm gonna face my fear, and I'm gonna cook chicken. So I start seasoning it up. I start getting ready. I'm getting it going. I start getting a little sauce together in the pan, putting some garlic in there.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, all of the fire alarms in my apartment start going off so loud. They're like, bah, bah, bah. That sounds just like them. And they are so loud. Rufus is cowering in the closet. Poor guy. His ears are so sensitive. He was freaking out. It was so loud I couldn't think. I start freaking out. Our ceilings in our apartment are really high. So like, I can't reach those on my tippy toes. I'm running around. I pull the stool over and I'm like jumping up. I'm trying to turn off the fire alarms. I'm pressing the button. They won't turn off. I go to the other fire alarm. I press the little button. It won't turn off.
I feel like I remember you telling me about this when we were friends.
Yeah.
We're not friends anymore.
No.
Like, how do I say it like that? When we were friends.
I turn on the fans. I open the windows. I'm like, what is going on? They won't turn off. I'm freaking out. I start to panic. I go out into the hallway. None of my neighbors come out to help. And I'm like, I know that you all can hear this.
Ruby, when a fire alarm goes off, you're supposed to exit the building.
That's the other thing. Side tangent. Nobody in my building ever does that, because sometimes our fire alarms in the whole building will go off and everybody just looks at each other and it's like, oh, it's just another drill probably. And I'm like, guys.
That defeats the whole purpose of it.
So anyways, back to the story. I run to a neighbor's door. I never talked to these neighbors before. I knock. I'm like, this guy pokes his head out, still got his gaming headphones on. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, my fire alarms are going off and they won't stop. Like, could you help me? And he was like, did you try pressing the button? I was like, what the fuck do you think I've been doing? So I close the door. I run back into my apartment. I call my mom, who's on a walk, and I'm like, Mom, the fire alarms won't turn off. She can hear them in the background. She starts laughing at me.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing.
And I literally asked her, I was like, are you laughing? She was like, no. I was like, yes, you are. She's like, try taking them off the ceiling. So I'm up. I'm trying to yank them down. I take them off so they're hanging by the wires. They're still going off.
I wish my dad was here.
Turn
I
off.
would love to hear what my dad has to say. He's behind on the podcast, but when he listens, we'll get a word from him. He's a fire chief.
Yeah.
Continue.
Eventually, I just go out onto my balcony with my dog and I start crying because it's so loud and because I'm so stressed. It's been like 20 minutes at this point and they won't turn off.
That's annoying.
Like, the alarms in our building are super glitchy anyways. Like, if they'll just sometimes go off even if we're not cooking anything, and then they don't turn off. And it was like 6 or 7 in the evening, so maintenance wasn't there anymore. So I find the emergency maintenance number and I'm like, hello, my fire alarms won't turn off. I don't know what to do. My mom's not here. Blah, blah, blah. I get a call from the office that Jeremy is going to come and help me out. My mom gets home. She's trying to fix it. It still won't turn off. So it wasn't just my fault. We're still freaking out. It's so loud. It's so chaotic. Jeremy calls me, and as soon as he says, yeah, I'm almost here, they turn off. So Jeremy had to leave dinner with his family. He had to drive over from his home for the alarms to be turned off when he got there.
All of your stories that you tell, Ruby, always end with like something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like the shit story, all they had to do was flush the toilet,
Yeah.
like they go off as soon as someone's on their way. Like, what is that? What kind of
I just have bad luck
is
apparently.
Yeah.
And so Jeremy got there and he was like, and I was like, they literally just turned
Sorry,
off. I'm
Jer-Bear.
so sorry, Jeremy. And he was like, that's okay. Let me take a look anyways. And I guess one of the batteries needed replaced, which doesn't make any sense because if the battery needed replaced, wouldn't it just have not been going off?
Usually they just chirp.
Yeah.
When there they go.
It was so chaotic. It was so stressful. Rufus was stressed. I was stressed. My mom was stressed after she stopped laughing at me. And I have not cooked chicken since. I've not cooked chicken since, and I never will. And on that note,
it's just like the cheese balls.
It just is like the cheese balls. I really don't have a good skill for trying things once they let me down.
Yeah. That's all right.
It's okay.
You decide that's it.
That's okay.
And you never do it again.
Wow. What a time.
What
to be
a way
alive.
we've come.
My heart rate is going really fast after telling that story. I got really like
Yeah, you got into it.
I did. It was a hard moment in my life.
We trace back. We started with courageous and we ended on fire alarms.
Fire alarms. But you know, I was courageous for trying to cook chicken on my own.
Yes, you were.
You were courageous for going back and making pierogies a second time. They doubted you. You said no.
That fuels me more.
Yeah.
The hatred that you have,
Yeah.
the disapproval,
So true.
fuels me more.
Yeah.
So thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah. This really was
Please
a full
don't.
circle.
Yes.
Courageous to fire alarms.
Makes sense to me.
It really makes sense to me too. Wow.
Another episode of Hyper Talkative Podcast
In the books.
has come and gone. Episode 18.
That's the one.
18 episodes of us
Our
talking.
podcast is officially illegal adults.
Oh my gosh, we can get it. We should get a lottery ticket.
Yeah. I'm so happy.
Follow us on social media. It's more
Please.
important now so that you can see the visuals that will go along with our stories.
Exactly. We do a
So-
lot of out of context posts, a lot of funny things.
And if you want to be in the inner circle, if you want to understand,
You gotta follow us.
you got to follow us.
gotta
You got to
follow
listen to the
us.
podcast.
Georgia, where can they follow us?
You can follow us on Instagram at Hyper Talkative Podcast. That's also our TikTok. You can also follow us at Hyper Talkative on Twitter.
You can also go to any of our social media platforms, click the link tree in our bio, and that leads you to everything else, the episodes, the videos, the other social media
It's
sites.
all there.
Anything, our playlists.
And who knows, maybe the second part of the DC vlog will be there
I'm so sorry, guys. It will be.
someday.
We'll finish it tonight. Will we?
No, we won't.
Well, thank you guys all so much for listening. It means the world to us. You make
So
us
true.
better people
Yes, you do.
by filling our egos.
So true. As always, peace be with you, Ruby.
And peace be with you.
Hyper Talkative Podcast is brought to you by us. Just us.
Unless you want to sponsor us. Wink, wink.
Hyper Talkative is recorded at the Candy Factory Co-working and Social Club in downtown Lancaster.
Our theme music was done by help from Johnny Jed Music, and the show is recorded, edited, and published by Georgia Hall and Ruby Murdoch.